Okay, this is question 7 on the Foundation Non-Calculator paper. This question occupies the whole page, right? So it goes up to part E. I'm just showing A, B, and C here. So I'll move it up as we go through. Let's read the question first. Mrs. Smith gave her students a history test. The bar chart shows the information about the students' marks. So alright, so let's just look at this. 10 marks, 11 marks, 12 marks, 30 marks, 14 marks, and the frequency that tells us how many students got each mark. So 4 students got 10 marks, 3 students got 11 marks, and so on. Write down the number of students who got 10 marks. So I just talked about that. 4 students got 10 marks. So that's 1 mark for us, pretty straightforward there. Write down the mode. Okay. So write down the mode. The mode is the mark that most people got, the most common mark. If we look at the bar chart, the bar that's the biggest is this one. It's 13. So 13 was the most common, most popular mark on the paper. And then part C. Which 2 marks have the same frequency? Which 2 marks have the same frequency? So you can see those 2 bars are exactly the same size, 11 and 14. 11 and 14. So far in this question, there's nothing that has been particularly challenging. In fact, it is pretty straightforward so far. Read the question, think about what they're asking, and present your answer quite clearly. Okay, I'm going to have to move it up there, so we're not going to be able to see the whole bar chart. I'll move it down as we required. In fact, I will have to move it down in a second. Alright, part D says work out the range. Now, the range is the biggest take away smallest. Now the biggest mark, or the highest mark, right? The highest mark is 14, the lowest mark is 10, so it's going to be 14 take away 10. I'm going to make sure I show that working. There's 2 marks for this, so let's make sure that I do everything to get all of those 2 marks. 14 take away 10, and that's going to be 4. So that is going to give me 1 mark. That is my other. The next question says, how many students did the test? How many students did the test? How many students did the test? So I'm actually going to go back to the bar chart, right? And remember, this question said, how many students did the test? Well, how many students got 10 marks? 4 of them. How many students got 11 marks? 3 of them. How many students got 12 marks? 2. How many students got 13? 5. And how many students got 14 marks? That would be 3. So if I add up all of those numbers that I've just written down, right, that will tell me the total number of students who did the test. So 4 add 3 is 7, 7 and 2 is 9, 9 and 5 is 14, 14 and 3 makes 17. I'm just going to do that just one more time just to make sure. 7 and 9, 14 and 3 is 17. So the answer to the last part of the question, right, the examiner could see a bit of workings up there with the numbers that I've written down, and I just need to put 17 there. This is pretty straightforward a question. Make sure you do get it. It's about reading the graph, taking your time, and answering exactly what they asked you to do.